awesome developers. In the previous part of this Modern Stack course, we have made the attracting front end of our social media application. Today, we are going to build the REST API to handle the request from client side of our application. So in this tutorial, you will learn how to do the authentication of users on the server side, how to do the create, read, update and delete operations for the users on our social media application. And the most important, how we can fetch the timeline posts for a user according to his or her following users, and also we have to sort them according to the dates. For more, the most common functionality of any social media platform is how to like and dislike a post. And yeah, as we have the post, so definitely we have to create, read, update and delete operations on the post as well. So overall, in this REST API tutorial, after completing this video, you will have confidence on how to do request handling, how to make complex MongoDB queries, and how to perform the routing on the server side. So I think it's enough for the intro. Now let's start the tutorial in our VS Code. But before starting, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button to stay active on the channel for the future videos. Let's start. So here I am making a folder with the name server. And inside this folder I am opening my VS Code.
Oh no.
So here I am making a
Darn it. That's a shitload of files, dudes. That all needs to be transferred. My goodness. How many files is that even? 51,000 files and 6,860 freaking folders. Awesome. Awesome. What is this even? Whatever, dude. Whatever. I just sorted by date modified. What? What is this? I'm scared to open this. Oh, I see. We can delete this.
A folder with the name server, and inside this folder I am opening my VS Code. So let's first open the terminal, and in terminal write npm init. It will
Sure. Yes, terminate. CD. C. Users. Documents. Server. npm init.
initialize our package file. So here it is asking some questions. Just hit the enter button and you can type the answers, but for now let's hit the enter button. Just okay. So here is our package.json, and if we look at this, there is no dependency installed. So now we are going to install some packages. I will explain each package one by one. So first of all, I am installing the Express package by writing npm I express. Express is basically the most common used tool for making the servers. It provides us with all the basic tools and methods to initialize a server. Okay. Now I am going to
Okay, dude. Let's go.
install the Mongoose package.
Mongoose package.
So what is Mongoose? Mongoose is a dependency that provides us with the method to make the models, or you can say the schemas of MongoDB in our server side. So we will see in detail how we can work with Mongoose. For further, I am going to install body parser. So body parser is a middleware. What it do? It basically checks our HTTP requests that comes from the client side. It provides us with a double check that a data and HTTP request is providing is valid to run on the server. So it protects our server before crashing. At last, I am going to install NodeMon. So basically, when we are going to develop our server side, we have to save our files many times again and again. The simple Node.js file does not support auto reload on saving the file or changes in the file. So therefore, we use the NodeMon. What it basically do, when we make any file change and press the Ctrl S button, it will automatically restart our server. So we don't have to do it manually. Now let's go to the package.json. Here, this is the command.
Let's just try it out. Come on, bro, fix that shit. Come on, dude. bullshit right there. Fuck it, let's start over. That's some real bullshit.
So here I am making a folder with the name server, and inside this folder I am opening my VS Code. So let's first open the terminal, and in terminal write npm init. It will initialize our package file. So here it is asking some questions. Just hit the enter button and you can type the answers, but for now let's hit the enter button. Just okay. So here is our package.json, and if we look at this, there is no dependency installed. So now we are going to install some packages. I will explain each package one by one. So first of all, I am installing the Express package by writing npm I express. Express is basically the most common used tool for making the server. It provides us with all the basic tools and methods to initialize a server. Okay. Now I am going to install the Mongoose package. Okay. So what is Mongoose? Mongoose is a dependency that provides us with the method to make the models, or you can say the schemas of MongoDB in our server side. So we will see in detail how we can work with Mongoose. For further, I am going to install body parser. So body parser is a middleware. What it do? It basically checks our HTTP requests that comes from the client side. It provides us with a double check that a data and HTTP request is providing is valid to run on the server. So it protects our server before crashing. At last, I am going to install NodeMon. So basically, when we are going to develop our server side, we have to save our files many times again and again. The simple Node.js file does not support auto reload on saving the file or changes in the file. So therefore, we use the NodeMon. What it basically do, when we make any file change and press the Ctrl S button, it will automatically restart our server. So we don't have to do it manually. Now let's go to the package.json. Here, this is the command for testing. Now I am just deleting this, and here write a command with the name start, and I am giving it a description of nodemon index.js. So whenever we write start in the terminal, it will start our index.js with the nodemon package. Here on the upper side, I am going to declare a property type. So type will be module. What it will do? Basically, as we do in our React modules, we write the statements like import React from the React DOM and many things like this. If we want to enable the same syntax on the server side, we have to write the type module in the package.json. Now let's save this, and here I am making a file index.js. Index.js will be the starting point of our server. Here first of all, I am importing express from express. Okay, let's make the text bigger, and I am closing this. Okay, after this, let's import the body parser, which is our middleware, and yeah, from body parser. At last, we also have to import the Mongos to support the models or schemas for our MongoDB. Okay, so from Mongos. Now these three packages are imported in our index.js. After this, let's make the first instance of our server, and I am going to say it as app, and app will be equal to express, and just call the express server. Now to enable the middleware on our express server, what I will do? Here I will say app.use body parser.json, and inside the JSON I am going to specify some properties. I will say the limit of the JSON will be only 30 MB, and I think it's not only 30 MB. 30 MB is really a huge size in the HTTP request. Okay, for more, I will say the extended property will be true. You can see the details of these properties by watching the documentation of body parser middleware. Okay, so for more, app.use body parser.url encoded, and here the properties will be same as the JSON. So just copy this. Okay, I think so the internal property like this, and paste them here. Now, okay, let's make this, yeah, this text size is enough for our tutorial. Okay, so this is the time to connect our server with a database. So here I am in my MongoDB web application.
Okay. Or sign up with Google, sure.
application. Okay, so this is basically the home page, and if I browse my collections here, so I just have one database, social media. So it was my previous database while I was developing this application. So for the tutorial I am going to make a new database with the name social media and YouTube. Okay, so as it requires at least one default collection name, so I am making this as users. Now let's just create a database. Okay, so here you can see I have my database social media YouTube. After this I have to make a connection string. So for this I will again go to database tab, and here just simply click on the connect button, and as we are making a web application, so go to the connect your application and simply copy this string. Okay, so as we come here, below this write mongoose dot connect, and after this you have to specify your connection string. I am just pasting that. Okay, so here you have to replace this password text with your actual password. So I am replacing it my actual password, which is social media 123. Of course.
Oh, I see. Let's change that.
I'm going to change this at the end of this tutorial before uploading, and I assume my M was small here. Okay, and there should be an L. After specifying the password, you have to specify to which database you are connecting. So just following this slash, you have to specify the name of your database. So I will say social media and YouTube. So yeah, just like this. So this total functionality is actually returning us a promise. So we know that when something is returning a promise, then we can use a statement which is saying then. So yeah, I have to specify a dot. Okay, dot and then. So yeah, after returning the promise, this function will be executed, and executing this function our app start listening. And to start the listening we have to specify a port number, and I am specifying it as 5000. And this is also a callback function. So this callback function is producing a console log. So here I am writing console log and just simply say listening. Now I should format the code, and here you can see first of all I am connecting. So here I am writing console log and just simply say listening. Now I should format the code, and here you can see first of all I am connecting. So here I am writing console log and just simply say listening. Now I should format the code, and here you can see first of all I am connecting. So here I am writing console log and just simply say listening. Now I should format the code, and here you can see first of all I am connecting by this connection string, and as it is a promise, so here I'm using dot. Then after doing this connection, start the server listening at the port number 5000, and when it starts listening, then console this. So if I go to the terminal here, and here just write npm start, so it will basically replace the start with the node-mon index.js. So just press the enter button. Okay, it's starting. It will take some time for the first one. So while it is starting, I have to mention you some parameters, guys. So just following this connection string, we can specify some properties, which are the use new URL and then the parser, and it will be equal to the true. So this is basically some default parameters that we should specify as they are recommended by MongoDB itself. So and the use unified topology. Topology like this one, and it should also be true. So yeah, use new URL parser equal to true, and use unified topology is also true. So now let's save, and you can see that it is restarting, and here is an error, and the error is saying bad authentication failed. So there is something error with my password, I assume. So yeah, after observing the string, I found that the s was small in the password, and this was not the correct name. So this is the correct name. Now let's save again and hope for the best. Here it is starting again, and here you can see it is saying the listening. So it means our server is started successfully. Now I am going to introduce you a new package. So here I am making a new terminal, and new terminal right, and npmi.env. So just hit the enter button, and it is a very small package. So why we are going to use this? As you can clearly observe this, that this connection string is very confidential for any server, and the port number is also very confidential. We cannot simply write them openly as in the index.js. We need some method to hide them. So to hide them, here I am going to make a new file .env. Inside the .env, I am making a variable port. Okay, so the port will storing 5000, and after this another parameter will be the MongoDB, and yeah, MongoDB, it will be enough. In the MongoDB parameter, it will be a string. So I am just simply copying this one, and inside the env paste it just like this, and now save it. Now how we can use these variables in our index.js? So in index.js, just above the mongos .env.config. okay, so it is replaced by autointelligence.env, just like this, and this is a function. So yeah, we have to call this. Okay, so as we have to import the .env, here I will say import .env from .env, just like this. Now let's save this, And here, instead of using this string, now replace it with the process.env dot mongodb. So yeah, this was the name of our variable string. So you can check this here. Yeah, I'm basically just copying this name and pasting it here like this. Okay, for the port number, I am going to use the same method. Here I will say process.env.port. Just like this. Now let's save this. To see the changes, first of all we should stop our server. So here just write the control C and it will stop our server, and again write the npm start. So yeah, here you can see it's listening now. The working and the result is same, but now our variables are totally hidden. For a better understanding, here I can say listening at the port number, and I can specify the port number as process.env. Dot, and we are using JavaScript inside the string, so there should be backticks. Like this and like this. Now let's save, and in the terminal if we have a look, here you can see listening at the port number 5000. It's working very fine. As these all are the promises, so we should make a catch statement in case of any error. So here I am writing the catch, and in the case of catch, there will be an error, and just simply console log the error. Okay, so yeah, I am making this functionality very simple. Now you can see this total connection with the database very clearly. First of all, the connection string, and then the listening of our app, and at the last stage we are catching any type of error that can occur. So now guys, I am going to make too much folders one by one. But please don't be panicked by watching me making so much folders. I will explain you the purpose of each directory step by step.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, here I am making a folder with the name models.
Don't worry, I'll follow along. Models. Boom. Boom. I don't know how.
Also, I am making a folder with the name controllers. And then at the last, I am making a folder with the name routes. So you put
access to path is denied. You scumbag. You scumbag. Is that like, can I like, I guess I cannot. Wait, I can just, nope.
probably think what are the meanings of these folders. Now let's have a visualization. Our server starts from the index.js. The index.js file then calls different types of routes. Then these routes finally leads us towards a specific controllers. So if we have a look at the purpose of routes, what are the routes? Routes are basically the pathways to reach a specific controller. Okay, these are nothing but just a path to reach a specific type of functionality embedded in a controller. Okay, now what are the controllers? Controllers are nothing but the JavaScript functions. They are simply just the JavaScript functions. So let's revise this once again. The start